All right, good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:49 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, August 25th, 2021, which ironically is the title of my video, Wednesday, because really I don't have a good read or see anything going on any more than yesterday I had a feeling there might be a little bit of a bearish push on the rallies, and there was that we made those incremental higher highs, really couldn't get out of the way. But the market didn't do anything right yesterday. The range for the market during the bell was 11 points. So we couldn't lift really, right? But we couldn't do anything else. We couldn't even get back to 75 quarter, which was the point of control from Monday. So we have a point of control from Monday at 75 quarter, point of control from yesterday at 82 half. I would actually like to see both of those trade today and then see what happens. Looking at the midterm time frame, looking at the Russell first because it's the outlier, right? It runs, it's been kicked out of the pack and it runs on its own. So yesterday we talked about that, probably from 2200 up to 2229 will be a decent range for it to hold. And it did only got down to about 7, right? But then it did get up to 29. So as we look at it now, it's waffling around this 29 zone, right? This is right around the line, this 29, 22, 29, that will lead us up. Again, we've had a lot of energy expended to get to here. Things really start to change above 2252 for the Russell. So we'll see, if we can get up there. Maybe a test you can, if you have Jack's trade room indicators, you can look at a lot of the leg starts up and downs, waffle around 2240. So that potentially will be tested sometime today. And I still don't think that unless we get out of hand today, you're probably not getting below 2217. Getting below yesterday's bell low would really bring out a bigger flush that you're not going to get a bid from today. We'll beat the ES up here in another minute. Looking at the NASDAQ, right, it still has this huge spike from Monday's action come up here, and it's holding. There's really nothing to see as far as basic support and resistance, right? You can't add anything level to it, and we're so far above where we are. I don't think we'll get back down here, and like I said yesterday, I don't think we can really get any traction, at least still yet today, below 15,185. It doesn't mean we can't start heading this way, but there's a lot of trap shorts, and you can just see from this move and hold, right, until you start getting some trap longs up here, you're not going to get a pullback. Looking at the Dow really hasn't broke out, right? It had its all-time high last on August 16th, come back down, and hasn't really done much. So 275 to 390 is really the little window that I'm watching. You could get a retracement back to basically 35,200 on the downside. I don't think you really start losing the bid until right around that area, and then you could just quickly go down another 200 points at that point in time. But you're more than likely to just start waffling, maybe a little check under 275 and then a check over 390, and then we'll see where it goes today. Looking at the overnight action, a whopping 11.25 points, and you can see a lot of the action is just inside that small range, right? The bell low, or the overnight low, is at 76 quarter. Yesterday's bell low was at 75 half, so they got another 5 ticks under it. Woohoo! And then as we look at the overnight high, 1 point under yesterday's bell low. So we're just consolidating up here. And if you really look since Monday's push up, right, and almost 2 complete sessions now, once we crossed over the 76 half, which was the previous all-time high, we're just treading water here, right? So most people would expect a slight pullback and then a push back up, or a pullback that keeps going and repairs some of these areas. keep in mind that it might not happen. We could just continue to bleed a little bit higher, maybe even test near that 4,500. That would be 16 points up. That's a pretty large call from here, considering our tight ranges lately. So we'll see what happens. Looking at the Russell, we did have salmon run trades yesterday. So after the bell from 2230.2 to 2231.1, those were some trades that went off that you know shouldn't have, to be honest with you. So we'll have to see, right? Do idiots get paid, meaning we go higher, right? Or do they get flushed today? So just watch the value areas. I think that's going to be the best read again today as it was yesterday. Watch the overnight value area, compare tied in with these daily value areas, and we'll see. Above yesterday's bell high, which is an easy reference, we have single print still up to 405, 35, 405 on the Dow, and then breaking above there, you should be able to get close to the bottom of this box, which would be 445 to 457. Right, nothing really changes until you break that, but I can see it breaking that potentially. Just keep in mind if you go over yesterday's high, you have to break above 35,405. To the downside for the NASDAQ, support should come in. If you get down here, this is going to be a support or resistance block. 15,277.75 to 15,298.75. That's going to be your block of support, right? That's going to be a support or resistance block whenever it does trade. And for the ES, the same block exists on it from 44.67 quarter to 44.70 half. I hope this helps. Don't expect a whole lot today until the tape proves that you're going to get a whole lot, right? Odds are maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, but for the most part, we're not going to probably move a whole even distribution of yesterday's action, either above or below, and hold into the close. I think if we're going to get any of those moves, right, it's probably going to favor it to the upside and not the downside. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.